Hello, we are here, Games XP Championship. We are in week 9 and we have a top level clash. We've got the Purple Cobras and Schism Esports. We are coming to you, the number 3 ranked, number 2 ranked team going at it. Most likely sitting here playing here for the second place playoff spot, the coveted second slot for a bye in the first round of playoffs. Looking for a good match here. We've got stacked lineups. We are here in the pick ban phase. I am here, I am SKZ, and I am joined here today by my boy Chetan.
Yo, what's up, guys?
And I am looking for quick bans coming out, lots of target bans. We're going to see Ari get taken away from Frisian right off the bat. We're going to see the Morgana go out from the Laxon. It's not here, but Backpack isn't going to be able to play it either. Vagar is going to come out, so Frisian won't be able to go that. Evelyn going to get taken away from Godair. It's one of his top picks here. I don't even have to talk about these bans that are coming through because we know what's coming through. And if I'm thinking we're going to see a Renekton ban right here come out of the side of Schism, if they know it's good for him. And we're probably going to see a Scion band come out of here from the side of Purple Cobras. There you go. Called them all out. Easy takeouts. These Renekton, of course, has been Single Gazer's crazy champion, and Ari's been, Frisian's been all over it. Scion has been played across the board. These two teams played a pass the slime mini game the last 3 games they played. It was wild. Mav's going to take the Shen. He's been all about that pick. But these picks are going to come out back and forth. We've seen these two teams play, you know, they've got their stable picks. I'm imagining we're going to see Single Gazer, maybe pull out the Poppy, maybe go for the, did play Garen 1 or 2 games. I don't think that's going to come out again, though. But there he is. Hey, I've seen these two teams. I've been watching these two teams from the very start. You know what's coming out. Maybe Friction's looking for the Kayn. The Kayn is on the board. He's played a lot of Xin and Kayn. Kayn usually gets banned away from him, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him take that. But, what are we looking for here? Just, I don't know.
I'm waiting for this Kayn so I could just call you a mind reader.
Oh no, they're gonna take the what? All right, so Tomato Farmer wants the Misfortune for this. I expected to see the Tristana come in for Tomato Farmer there, but if we're gonna see the Misfortune, then I guess that's how it's gonna be. But if we're looking on the side of here, I think we might see the Galio come in for Stevenator. It's one of his superpower picks while he's been here on Skirt. Alistair for Backpack would not be too surprising either. He's had a lot of performance on that. If he's not going to go with the Soraka, I don't think he wants to pull the Soraka out into this team, though, so he's going to go with the Alistair. But we do have Stevenator on the board here. If we're not going to take a jungler here, we're going to go with the Zillion. Okay, he's played a lot of the Zillion and the Galio and is very utility-based. Oh, there it is. Of course I called it right. He's gonna pick that Galio. That's an easy pickup. Look at all that bulk. So, still looking for the Kayn, I think. No, look at that. Easy take. The Misfortune was the only one that threw me off there. I would say I didn't have a whole lot to talk about what might happen between these picks and bans because these two teams are stick to their comfort picks, comfort bans. So one is gonna see the Graves go away from here on the side of Purple Cobra. Schism is probably gonna look at Desolate Earther. Probably gonna ban the Blitzcrank here. Oh, they're gonna take Leona and Blitzcrank gonna be the 2 bans because they're gonna take those both from Desolate Earth. He's had crazy hooks on Blitzcrank throughout this entire season. And if we're gonna go with another jungler here, I think we're gonna take away maybe the Nidalee. I don't think he had a great performance on Nidalee. I don't think that's what they're. Carmony though, they might take away the AK. They might take away the Xayah here. That'd probably be a good takeaway. He plays a lot of the Xayah games. Would not be surprised to see that go out of his pool if they're not gonna focus on the jungler. Oh, they're gonna take away the Tristana. Okay.
Let me get in there.
But I almost guarantee we're gonna see the Blitzcrank ban here. Maybe you know what? They have Galio, Shen, Alistair. Maybe they're not terribly worried about the Blitzcrank, but I think it would be good enough to give the respect. Or the Thresh, I guess. I don't think he's played that much Thresh.
I'm looking at that team and I'm like, I'd enjoy a Blitz hook.
Right, I was just saying, I don't think they're too worried about bringing Blitz over. So Tomato Farm, so they have support and mid on the side. I think they're going to save the mid pick for the counter. So support here for Desolate Earth. I think he's looking for, I don't think they're baiting him into the Blitzcrank pick, but wait. Cho'Gath mid? Into the Galio? Huh. That has to be Cho'Gath mid. I don't think it's Kayn mid. That'd be pretty scary. So Carmony's got free reign of, pretty much free reign of AD carries. So you just have Tristana and Misfortune on the table. Thinking he's gonna, ooh. Varus would be a really solid pickup with this much of a bulky front line. And the Nocturne for Godair. I don't know how much I've seen of Godair's Nocturne, but I know he likes, I mean, you see the jungle bands that came through. The Eve was one of his, top champions. And they're gonna get the Kayn taken away. So looking at that Nocturne sort of R button blow you up type combo, and of course you can have the Galio follow on top. Galio and Shen can both follow on top of the Nocturne. and just kind of turn any pick off into an incredible fight. Desert Earth, what are you going to go for? The Braum. Pretty standard pickup there.
I'm starting to like this Varus less and less. Just low mobility against that team, it's going to be really bad for him. Misfortune-y, Make It Rain, just going to slow him down, make it easier for the Braum and Kane to get on him. Cho'Gath Q, follow up. And it looks like that's going to be a lot of their damage outside of Nocturne.
Yeah, I was going to say, they definitely committed a lot of this build, or a lot of this comp into Carmony's damage. And if they're not relying on too many of Gotti or just finding these ultimates to slide in and pop somebody off, then it's really going to be on the back of Carmony to perform here. I mean, while he does have, the Galio taunt, the Shen taunt, the Alistair peel, he has a lot of tools to get people off of him. But if he's, found out at any point, like even if Cinco Gazer gets to the back, finds, a Poppy charge into knock-up, Kane finds a solid knock-up through a wall or something crazy. Basically, if he gets caught at any point, he's going to just disappear off the back of this, and it's going to be rough for him.
And there's a lot of inherent damage on like Poppy Q, just like that percent of life. They can easily win front-to-back fights just between Cho'Gath, Peels, Silence, and depends on if he goes Assassin Kane or Rost.
I feel like there's a dual nature. You could go Assassin Kane to make a very quick attempt to pick off Carmony there and get through the rest of the fight. But of course, Red Kane sees all these very, very beefy frontliners and says, this is just free real estate for me, ulting into them and coming out with an entire HP pool. So definitely a solid game for Red Kane if he's looking for the blue. And he definitely has the ability to make something happen here. But I'm looking forward to
would be just to like obliterate the Nocturne and Varus, and then there's no damage to stop him anymore.
Right. Well, for those of you just joining us, of course, we are here at Games XP Championship. We've got Purple Cobras, we've got Schism Esports, number 3, number 2 teams playing off against each other, heading into the playoffs. And of course, the lineups here looking as strong as we got. We got Cinco Gazer in the top lane, Friction in the jungle, Friction in the mid lane, Tomato Farmer AD carry, Desolate Earth in the support for Purple Cobras. Schism Esports, we've got Maverick in the top lane, Gaudier in the jungle, Stevenator in the mid lane, Carmony AD carry, and Backpack in the support role. I am looking forward to this match. I've been looking forward to this match all week. I have wanted these two teams to face off, and it is a face off that we've been looking forward to for a long, long time. So seeing what tone gets set by this game one, I think the most interesting pick here of all that I wasn't expecting was honestly both AD carry picks. Made a Farmer, very notably a Tristana player himself, has a lot of games on Trist, and I think this is his first Misfortune game that he's played in this league, actually. So it's kind of interesting to see how it's going to set up, getting to him through the bullet time between the Braum, the Kane, Cho'Gath, and of course Poppy creating a lot of interference. He'll probably have a lot of opportunity to get a solid bullet times off. And I know Carmony has played a couple of Varus games himself, so maybe less surprising than the Xayah Tristana that he seems to enjoy. But either way, I'm looking forward to a good match here. But if we look straight up and down the comps, who do you think you want to give the win to here, Chetton?
I'm giving it to Purple Cobras here. They have a really nice team fight, and they have the ability to kite back and just peel for each other, no matter who it is. You get Rost on Kane, and you just get the W knock up, then you get followed up with the Poppy slows, Poppy ultimate knock up, Cho'Gath Q, silence, Braum knockups and stuns. It just pretty much eliminates Schism's chance to do a lot of the stuff they want to.
Sounds
with
good.
The Nocturne ult in.
And on that note, we will head over to a commercial break.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The GXPC motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa and check out GXPC and experience this geek gaming paradise.
And we are in with game 1 of Purple Cobras and Schism Esports. I am looking for something crazy. We see teams stacked up on 5s. Of course, we're going to see Schism go for the split up in the river. And we see a cheeky little lineup here from the Purple Cobras. Seeing if they have something planned here. And make sure you people get your bets in chat. This is going to be a hot match. Make sure you get your exclamation mark bet, PPC or SKZ. Throw those amounts down in chat. Let us know who you want to win. I'll let you know what it's looking like in between games, but right now we not seeing any action. 83% for Purple Cobras right now, 17% for Schism. Schism fans, where are you at? Let's go. Looking for a little...
Like I said, I don't know. The 83% makes a lot of sense just looking at the lineup for Purple Cobras here. Champ picks, they definitely won the draft in my opinion. I think Schism definitely could have brought back with a nice Kaisa 80 carry pick though. Have a little more mobility, and then you just got your own shield for survivability.
Especially, yeah, the mobility through E definitely super useful in those clear fights there, but just gonna see basic starts here out in the jungle. I'm looking for a lot of... Christian very recently has been picking very interesting things into this mid lane. We saw him respond to, I believe it was either Kaze or KTA mid who picked Zed mid, and Christian immediately countered it with the full AP Malphite mid, and it had a lot of success. So he's decided to go with the Cho'Gath mid here in response to the Galio. It's kind of the bulk v bulk, and we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to build AP or go the standard Cho'Gath? Just a lot of health.
I imagine he's going to go with the standard here. It would make a little more sense, but maybe something like a Rod of Ages or something. We're looking through with a little more backpack on the level 2 there. Gonna get slowed up by the Bromkeys, not able to find the combo. Very nicely done on side Desolate Earth. Looking for a little more to find the knock up in the lane. They spot the pings down. They have the ward in the back of the jungle bush on Friction, so he gets caught out moving through on his path. Having a Cinco Gazer, a little bit of fighting here in the top lane. Just bulky tank fights in the top and mid lane. Just what I was looking for. Thank you, Directed Camera. You're my best friend.
Directed Camera's the best.
Ooh, the knockup coming in from backpack. Fighting 2 Tomato Farmer, finding a nice bit of damage on the back end there. Trade going nicely in Schism's favor. But we see Kane sliding around in the back there. Might look for something. Slides in, gets a little bit of damage on backpack. Finding a little more from that Q. Find the Bromslow. The flash comes out from backpack. They burn a summoner spell pretty early there. Kane getting a lot of red essence off that.
Misfortune also has Dark Harvest, so Schism's got to watch out for those engages and cannon minion waves. Because a cannon minion dies in that, Misfortune's going to get a burst of power. It can turn into an unlucky trade.
True, definitely a lot of crazy damage can come out of that on the side of Misfortune, especially coming off the back of a Braum stun, finding it that much harder to make the trade happen. What are we seeing here? Oh, the Hex Flash comes through from backpack. He actually finds the combo on the Tomato Farmer, gets ignited, flashes away, doesn't find the stun auto attack, finds it on Braum. Arrow comes through, one more auto attack by doing on Tomato, but he's not going to find it. Purple Cobras narrowly managing to get themselves out of there in lane, but a very nice trade in the favor. A beautiful Hex Flash coming out from backpack there.
And to think, Hex Flash used to be a meme.
Right. This is the second Alistair that I've watched you put in work with Hex Flash on Alistair. I never really understood it. I kind of knew it was just the thing Alistair did, but I never really watched it to great effect. But now I'm seeing it, and it's really doing the work.
Yeah, it's pretty effective on like Blitz and Alistair if you have control of the bush, and then you just get that extra range before people realize.
We're looking for a little more in this lane. We see the small CS leads being built on the side of Schism, of course, and all three lanes really just building up very minor leads. We got 10 up for Maverick. We got about 7 up for Stevenator. So Schism's trying to work into a slow burn here. They've got the half a K gold lead, which doesn't look like a lot around the 5-minute mark, but it starts to tell a story. Of course, the composition that Purple Cobras have really put together here is, of course, looking more for those skirmishes, those team fights, than just the straight laning, because you have a little more. I mean, you have the misfortune, but of course you also have the Alistair to stymie away a lot of that aggression, so you don't really get it in as much spades as you'd like. It's really relying on Friction's Kane to make things happen for Purple Cobras, and he's kind of just sliding around trying to find things to happen, getting a little bit of early essence. Backpack looking for the stun onto Desolate Earth, but we also see Godier's here. But Desolate Earth's going to get away to Tomato Farmer in time. Just Christian putting the damage down on Stevenator.
We don't have just 2 tanks in the top lane now. We get 2 tanks in the middle too.
Yes.
You can enjoy both sides of it.
Direct to camera is just jumping me around. It's really great here. I can't wait to see which tanks are going to punch each other more. The top lane or the mid lane tanks. Or even the bot lane tanks. Really, Alistair and Braum can punch each other for a little bit. It really just works out anyway.
Cow punches are scary. Especially with that E on him.
Right, one of my least favorites. We got a little more. We see Friction kind of roaming around. Then the top end of it is red. Got her moving down, working to that level 6 very soon on that Nocturne. See a little more happen. Maverick taunting, going a little low on Synco Gazer. Had the ultimate available, might want to look for the knockout, but doesn't end up going for it.
Nice ricochet there.
Might look for the teleport to come back in from Maverick here. Friction's gonna have his level 6, looking for something here.
Shen definitely with the advantage over Poppy, not needing to save teleports to try and make plays around the map. Got the freedom of his global ultimate just to go around.
Yeah, especially if Synco Gazer is going to use his teleport to, respond to a Shen ult somewhere that doesn't have to worry about using his teleport to even get back in the lane to worry about, Synco Gazer maybe shoving in the lane as a response. All depends on what we're going to see from Gadir here, now having that level 6 on Nocturne. And pretty easy lanes to gank for here. Of course, you have the Galio taunt knockup, the Shen taunt, you have even the Alistair combo. There's a lot of easy avenues for Gadir to find here on this Nocturne.
Using that pressure bot lane and mid to take this first dragon, though. Gonna get themselves a nice objective advantage here.
It's going to be a nice mountain dragon for them, too. It's a nice early pickup for the mountain, especially when your comp is built to have so many of these bulky frontliners that it really gives you the advantage to win a fight. Even if you keep your main source of damage alive, then you have that much more to. Synco Gazer is going to shove Maverick into the wall. You're not going to find the stun as he gets taunted up. Trade really looking in the favor of Maverick. He's going to walk out of the second half of that hammer shock, and he's going to be walked back there. Synco Gazer's got to watch out. Gets on the hammer shock down, doesn't land. Maverick might look for another taunt here. But Friction is here. They might look for more. Maverick flashes. Finds the Q. Doesn't find the W. May have wanted to ult after the W, but it doesn't go through, so he's going to back off there, finding a little more essence there for the passive.
He got the tip of the W on him. Yeah, just not much to do.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see the damage because it went through Shen's passive shield.
Yeah. Would have been a little too risky to hold him under tower and then possibly get not be able to finish him off with an ult Q, and then just have Shen dodge field, make him unable to get that last hit in.
Seeing a little more Stevenator trying to punch Friction a little bit back. Galio punches, Cho'Gath munches. I'm liking it back and forth. Good for a little more here, and just a really calm game. Of course, this is kind of what I expected between Schism and Purple. These two teams. Of course, Schism has been very, especially with Gaudier, has been known to be a very early aggressive type team, very coordinating their efforts to make early plays, ends a lot of their games very quickly, shutting down lanes completely. Purple Cobras very content most often with just playing the game out, not really farming up, getting to the point where they just kind of out team fight the other team. So it was either we were going to see Schism play their game, get their early game idea together, and just kind of knock out the Cobras, or we're going to see Cobras, wait it out, turtle it out, and try to get their stuff going. So I think
that's a little weird right now because Purple Cobra's bot lane should be the aggressors in this lane. With Brahma and Misfortune, there's a lot of bully power there just with their Qs.
Right.
They should definitely be trying to take advantage of them. I even think just a random Misfortune E into R would put down some nice harass to try and get some more control in lane.
Yeah, I think with the Braum, they're giving a lot of respect to this Alistar pick, and I think a little more than they particularly needed to, but it's... Oh, we see the knockup there. It's going to find both of them. The Braum ultimate comes through. Tomato Farmer tries to get out. The flash comes out from Gaudier, and he finds the first blood. Friction is here trying to get something to happen in her tower. A double comes through for him. That is not a lot of damage. He's going to ult into Gaudier. Comes out, and the heal comes through, but he finds the W in the queue for the shutdown. The double flashes come out, and Carmody takes the kill on Friction in return, and that is a 3-for-1 from Schism off of the Nocturne ult. And there you go.
Yeah, that's kind of why they don't want to be giving up too much pressure, because then they just get forced into bad situations where this Nocturne comes in for free.
Yeah, especially off the back of backpack.
Varus ult.
Yeah, that was the Varus ult into the flash knockup, I believe, from the Alistar. Put them into place so they didn't get to hit a button, and that solo goal is going to go to Carmody off of that tower. That is a lot of money in his pocket. 2,200 gold there. I think he's going to have that's easily a Rage Blade on his back.
Yeah, he has 2,200 right now.
Schism definitely getting everything they wanted there.
First tower, first dragon, and a whole lot of kills there.
Oh yeah, that is definitely the money in the pocket that they wanted. Of course, if you're going to build the triple tank plus assassin comp around your carry, then getting a lot of money on your carry is probably a good idea. They also put 2 kills in Nocturne's pocket too, so all of their damage is where the money went. So that is definitely what they're looking for the future skirmishes. Gaudier, of course, so far ahead on this Nocturne now that he's going to be even harder to deal with for this Misfortune if he just decides to ult in and say, hey, I'm here.
Schism here pulling out the lane swap. They got some time before the dragon comes up, so they can try and force down this top tower. But I think Purple Cobras are going to want to keep their bot lane down there for now, because they definitely need to get this Mountain Drake to try and even it up.
Yeah, they really can't let 2 Mountain Drakes fall in the hands of Schism if they're going to build an advantage this far around the map. But they are going to look like they send it into the top lane. Backpack's going to knock Friction away and say, no, that is our control word. Friction says, I really want this ward. And I'm not taking no for an answer, Backpack. I don't know how I feel
Looks like
now.
everybody's kind of coming top now.
Uh-huh. I see some
Probably
action,
see something
maybe.
happening pretty soon here.
Desolith has the ultimate. He's going to move in with his shield. He finds the slow on Backpack, but there's the Nocturne ultimate. We got to get the Braum ultimate. Finds the knockup on 2. Gets back to the Misfortune, but it's not enough. The Galio ult is there. He's going to get knocked up. Desolith is going to go down 2. And that is another kill for both Gaudier and Carmody. Single Gazer teleports in to try to get a Stevenator. He's going to get knocked up, locked up by the Poppy. And that's going to be the kill. The boys are here, but the problem is Tomato Farmer is not. Friction has that Rost, which is very important, but they're looking for more. The Shenton's going to come through. There's 4 on top of the ceiling. He's tries to do something. Tries to get through the back of Carmody. They find Carmody here. Frish is trying to get in there. Doesn't even have time to get the ultimate. Gets the ultimate off. Gets the kill down on Carmody. Single Gazer is here. Single Gazer seems to not be here anymore. That is extremely unfortunate, and the double kill is going to come through onto Friction, and I believe that they're going to find Single Gazer here as well, and he's dead. So
That was pretty questionable by Desolate Earth there.
Well, he walked a little bit further up than he really wanted to.
He took a hike up further than he wanted to.
Hmm. So, we take a step back from that, and aside from the way that really, I don't know, that was rough. That was definitely that was.
I think he wanted Friction to come in to help him out, and then Friction just turned around and decided not to. Because you saw Friction hovering around Tribush for a while, and then he just kind of walked away while Desolate Earth was still walking up.
Yeah, not quite the coordinated effort they were looking for. And the rest of the fight just kind of, panned out from there because we saw the Nocturnal come in on Tomato Farmer, and despite getting everything, despite getting the bonus armor from Desolate Earth, and even getting his own flash out of there, it really just did not work out in the favor of the Cobras here. Not going to get the tower off of the back of Tomato Farmer's bullet time, so they prevented a little bit more damage to their objective control, but that's going to be a 3k gold lead in favor of Schism here at the 15-minute mark, as we see some of the guys come back to the game. Another unfortunate part of that fight, of course, but I think by the time that happened, it was already a rather unfortunate situation for the Cobras.
We do see Cobras looking to get this objective here.
They should be fine in getting in. I don't think God is going to get there in time. He does have the ultimate available, but we are going to see the Mountain Dragons get evened out there. We do see the pickup for Purple Cobras here.
I would have liked to see the Varus WQ combo come out just to try and snipe it.
Nocturnal is here. Finds on to Kane. They're looking for a little more in this fight. Gallia's trying to get to the back. Friction's going to go down from Carmody. They're trying to get everything. Shenton finds two. Singer is going to disappear as he tries to get to Carmody. Carmody's going to give a double kill here. And they're on the back line here trying to run away from the Schism crew. Tomato Farmer is going to pop the heal. They're trying to find everything they can to get away. Geyer's going to find the kill on the Desolate Earth. Backpack finds the double knockup. Going to disappear down the tower. Tomato Farmer tries to get away. Gets Shentoned. Carmody finds 1-2 auto attacks. Takes the killing spree onto Misfortune. And Schism is running away with this game from the word go.
Yeah. 4.8k gold lead. They're quite up there. It's about to turn into a 5k gold lead here after this tower. And they're just kind of running away with their early lead.
Yeah, this is definitely the Schism game that they look to play, and putting Goddard on Nocturne really, put that exactly they want in their hands there. They took away the Evelyn, they took away the the Kane that he doesn't play, so they kind of still gave him a lot of options. And Goddard's been really a prevalent force in a lot of these Schism wins. Especially a lot of the jungle wins and the early wins have come off of the back of Goddard finding these aggressive plays. And I mean, you saw it there. Schism was willing to play out Purple Cobra's game for a while and say, yeah, we can farm. Yeah, we can just, tussle back and forth, not really make anything happen. But once Goddard comes into play and he has this Nocturnal, we're just going to, kick it into overdrive and just completely take you over. And from the moment he hit 6 and found that bot lane play, that's just what they've done.
Yeah, and they just keep forcing, and Purple Cobras just haven't been ready for any of it. It looks like they get caught out trying to make their own plays to try and catch up, but they're just forced into so many bad mistakes from the early pressure that Schism had on them, and now they're just trying to play catch up and wanting to trade back these kills that with a 5k gold lead, it's really hard to do.
Yeah, definitely gonna be difficult here. They're looking to pile up. And the problem is just anytime Goddard's ultimate is available, they have to watch out for. Here it is. He finds onto MF. He has the Shen ultimate. And Tomato Farmer's going to go down again. The Gallia ultimate shows up. The Shen ultimate shows up. And we talked about this happening off the back of the Nocturne. The taunt comes down on 2. And that is just another pair of kills coming through on the side of Schism. They're going to summon the Rift Herald here. And they're just going to look down to barrel down this top lane. It's rough here for Schism, man. It is rough to be Tomato Farmer here.
80 carry life is hard when you get one shot by everything.
Yeah, I don't think that the Misfortune pick, and I mean, I talked about it very early, that the Misfortune pick I didn't think was the pick that Tomato Farm wanted to look for here. We find the taunt by Maverick into the punch gonna get canceled out. Another still getting canceled out by the Poppy. Bullet time comes through, finds a lot of damage.
I don't think the Misfortune pick is that bad. It's just they didn't play the lane to their advantage.
Yeah.
You're definitely a giant lane bully with Misfortune, Dark Harvest, and Braum. You definitely need to put pressure down there. And then Friction should have been helping them out a little more. Because there was a lot of aggression by Backpack down there. Kept using his Hex Flash going in, trying to disrupt them, get them out of lane, force them out through just poke damage that Varus would hit with E and Q afterwards.
Definitely not what they were looking for here. So, for not looking for the adjustment in draft from the Misfortune, if they really want to go with that again, then I think that maybe taking away the Nocturne might be more in their favor. Because I mean, they were aside from the bot lane, they were playing the lanes out. I mean, you saw the tank fight mid, the tank fight top, and Friction was trying to make some moves on Kayn, but again, they really just they handed Gotti a go button, and he absolutely ran with it as soon as it could come online.
I feel like he's the type of player who would also play Hecarim if the Nocturne got banned, though. And that would still give him access to the backline and the one-shot ability.
True.
And then he could even build a little tanky on Hecarim. Because all you really need is that Triforce damage, and you're just able to do damage as a tank. And then the recent buff, a couple patches ago actually, to the damage on Hecarim Q isn't bad either.
Definitely viable. Yep, so. Either way, I don't like talking about looking to next game, but this is a rough call for the Cobras because Schism's comp is very, very online. They have, 3 extremely beefy tanks. You see 2 items on basically everybody on the side of Schism, so they're hard to get through. And even if you're able to get through the tanks, you still have to deal with Goddard on top of you. And all the while, Carmony, now on the 2-item Varus, is just tearing through everybody at this point. Power of that Rageblade rune on Spike is just massive.
Purple Pandas. Purple Cobras. Don't ask where the pandas came from.
Ooh.
Don't ask. No clue. Just kind of happened. But Purple Cobras here. I definitely think they can win this if they stall it out long enough. But it's going to take a long time for them to come back online to surmount this advantage that Schism has created.
Yeah, it's definitely a surmounting lead, and of course they're sitting already at 4 towers, and it's gonna get rougher the longer the game goes on. And of course Nocturne on that Duskblade Warrior has the Guardian Angel now, so he's even gonna be rough to take down in these fights, let alone getting through to him, trying to keep Tomato Farmer alive from a couple. So you see he has the stopwatch built now as his last line of defense against Nocturne going in on him, but even at that point I don't know how much it's really gonna help him out.
I think it'll help quite a bit against just the initial damage from the Nocturne ult itself, because that's over 500 damage.
Yeah, now on top of the Duskblade auto attack. Friction's looking around here at the Baron as Schism on it. Friction might go for something interesting here. Oh, we do see that I'm on the back fight. They're looking around. They have the 4 on top. The Braum ultimate's going to come through. Friction tries to find something. The bullet time's going to cut through. They try to make something happen. He's going to get taunted up. On top has the Shen. Tries to get away from Mav. Mav finds the flash. The stopwatch comes out. Maverick goes down. Godier's on the back there, but we see the Alistair knock up. They actually are turning this around. And we see 3 kills on the side of Purple Cobras. Galioton's going to lock up 2. They're trying to get to Stevenator here. Braum doesn't find the slow. The flash knockup comes in. The flash comes out for Stevenator. They're looking for a little more there. Single Gazer's fighting Godier on the back end there. But Goddard's running out of mana. Single Gazer might be able to make this fight happen. Finds the hammer shot Q. Goddard's trying to flash, but he's slowed up by the Poppy. Single Gazer keeps looking, gonna smash him into the wall, and finds the hammer shot for the shutdown. And at the end of the day, that is a 4-for-1.
Not the legendary Baron throw.
Oh no.
Are we watching Curse here?
Ooh, Stevenator trying to get a lockup, but he's gonna disappear under the hammer shot of Single Gazer as well. And Purple Cobra is making a move.
All right, that was definitely a hard misplay by Schism there. You never want to try and force a Baron against a Cho'Gath. And then they decide to go in on not the Misfortune. Kane has so many ways to keep himself safe from hard engages like that. He just got a little bit of damage on the Nocturne, and then they threw the Shen Shield and the Galio on top of Nocturne. Kane just went inside Nocturne, negated all of it. Didn't have to worry about a thing. And then you saw Misfortune on the backside getting ult on 2 to 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely putting out some nice damage there to keep the fight in their favor. And he's Rost, so he heals so much once he comes out of that ult.
Once he got that ult through, it really was hard for them to even find on top of him.
Especially after wasting all their ults at the very start.
True.
So now, does this change the entire flow of the game, though? Is Schism going to start being a little too scared to go for these engages? Thinking that just because they lost this one fight, they're going to have a harder time.
Ooh, apparently not. Gaider's going to look for the ultimate in the back, finds on top of his family, but the Braum knockup comes through, not enough to stop the death there. We see Gaider go down. Maverick finds the taunt into 3. The taunt comes out from Galio. Steaminator's in the core of the fight. Desolate trying to get out of there from Maverick, trying to go away. Single kids are finding on the back. Carmody goes down. Friction finds the kill. They're actually going down, and Purple Cobra's making this fight happen. They're trying to get through. Steaminator's trying to find anybody, tries to get the Braum, but the double kill comes in from Friction. And that is an ace on the side of Purple Cobras.
Yeah, Purple Cobra's got a lot of damage outside of the Misfortune. From everybody, not just the Kane or the Poppy. It's the Cho'Gath. It's all 4 of them. Even Braum with his passive adding some extra damage on people. And then all they have to do is kill the Varus after Nocturne dies. And they don't have to worry about damage.
So we're looking at the Baron getting taken here by Purple Cobras, and they've dragged a 5k gold deficit all the way to a 400 gold deficit. So, as we just talked about, me not wanting to talk about what next game should look like, we are back here in game 1. Purple Cobras have now pulled the game back. They haven't taken any towers to speak of, but they pulled on the Baron.
They got a Baron. They essentially have towers now.
Right.
Ugh.
Woof. I really I don't know what to say. That was just a whole lot of money going on the back of Friction. Last thing, and I mean, so many of those team fights now, you're just seeing Friction on this Rost and absolutely surviving in the back of these fights for so long off of the back of that Rost healing, as long as he's able to hit these skills. And got here now in this Nocturne, not able to, get into the back of these fights. I mean, even if as you said, even if we find Tomato Farmer here, they didn't commit to their comp the same way that Schism did, where it's 3 bulky guys, an assassin, and your carry. Purple Cobras has, the carry and Misfortune, but Poppy does significant damage, Kane does significant damage, and that is in fact a full AP Cho'Gath, as you see him preparing to finish Death Cap to accompany his Liandry's and Rod of Ages. So that is not an ignorable amount of damage coming out of the Cho'Gath here. So, hitting R on Nocturne and killing an AD carry no longer is the win condition for your team fight. And that's really getting rough here for Schism, as we see so many of these kills poured into Gadir, and the return coming down on Carmody as he's found by Kane. And we talked about that. If people are able to find Carmody in these fights and take out the Varus, then that's just a hole punch through Schism.
Yeah, I don't think Schism has much of a chance right now, just because of the fact their comp's a little weird. You got just the 2 damage dealers, and then you want to kill the Misfortune, but you're going to leave open your Varus, who is a boatload of damage right now. He's got his Rage Blade, he's got his Blade of the Ruined King, he's got his Hurricane. He can put out so much damage, but their strategy has been Nocturne goes in, waste every ult on Nocturne, hope Varus doesn't die to somebody on the backside.
Yeah, they're committing their tanks to engaging instead of peeling, which I just feel sort of negates the idea of their comp. Like you have these bodyguards for Varus here, And it would be so difficult for, now that he's Rost instead of Assassin, aside from, a wild Bramble finding him, it would be so difficult for the Cobras to get to Schism that, committing all of these huge bodies to, start a fight rather than protect the carry in the back, it's starting to not work out for them. And really we're finding Carmony kind of high and dry on the back of just Kane slipping past these tanks that are all engaging on Misfortune and saying, hey, while you're free, this is my scythe. And Carmony just gets removed from the fight. And that really isn't working out for Schism anymore. And Goddard's really got to, pull back on just finding these stray ults that dive all the way back on a tomato farmer, because the rest of his team really doesn't have the ability, aside from maybe Mav, to, just slide past the entire front line to find the back. So really, Goddard was just kind of by himself there. Once the Braum ultimate found him to knock him up, and Tomato Farmer, still died. But once Goddard was dead, they really had nothing else to really work with.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, the problem is I definitely think Purple Cobras win front-to-back fights anyways. Even though they don't have this auto-attack damage carry, who would rather spell sling her ultimate, her Qs, and her Es throughout fights. Right. Her ult's still just gonna demolish the front line. Because, Nocturne's not that tanky in terms of armor. He has a GA. Shen only has a Sunfire Cape, and it's not a whole lot that's gonna stop Misfortune's ult from just ripping through them.
Especially the double lethality build.
Yeah.
So we are seeing the Cobras, clearing out some vision. They've taken a couple towers now, maybe looking to pop the top one. Not going to go for it as we see the clash in mid. We see the knockout come through. The Braum ultimate comes in on Goddard. He pops the ultimate, but he might even not be able to get to it. Friction tries to find Carmony. The Galio ultimate now for the protection. We see the Guardian Angel get popped there on top of him right now. He gets knocked up again. The Misfortune ultimate comes through. That is 2 kills on Tomato Farmer now. He's not going to go on the Nocturne. We get to see what he do when he gets to play the game. So they find Carmony, and he's going to disappear in the back here. Christian finds the kill, and that's 3 for Purple Cobras.
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, this is what happens when Goddard's not the one that's able to start fights. If he's got on the back of a Braum ultimate and then gets locked up, now Tomato Farmer's alive and dealing damage, which is exactly what Schism's comp does not want to happen. And I mean, you saw it there, just picking off 1-2 kills. The Misfortune ultimate, too much damage for even Steven Ayer to stand in line for it. It was just way too much. And then really the question at this point, as we see the lead get built up for Cobras, is this the ringing of the end? Oh, we see Backpack finding the flash knockup, gets the knockback on Misfortune. I don't know if Steven Ayer has the damage here. Backpack's just in the crux of things on the Alistair ult, trying to find damage to get through. Friction's got to get out, gets taunted by Mav. Gonna go down to God here. Maverick's in the front trying to do something to Tomato Farmer, gets locked up. The Braum ultimate comes through, tries to find some more as they try to get back here. Steel Engazer finds the ultimate, tries to find a Maverick. He's gonna get taunted up there. Steven Ayer tries to get the lockdown. The Kane W comes through. Just these fights lasting so long with all these tanky members. As we see another tower go down in favor of Purple Cobras, and that evens up the tower kills. As we now see a 3K lead for Purple Cobras. Yeah,
we see Purple Cobras there, even with that overstay, they were just able to kite out the Schism through that entire chase. Misfortune was max second, so she has that 60% AoE slow. Then we had the Braum ultimate, and they just couldn't finish her off. They need the Nocturne ult to do it, but that's just trading 1 for 1, and then you lose one of your big damage sources.
Yeah, well, it's... Whew.
And now it looks like Purple Cobra's going to get their second dragon here.
Is this another mountain? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's another mountain.
Mountain Ocean versus Mountain. Definitely going to see how the power curve looks over this way, but everything really looks to be playing in the Purple Cobra's hands. They have the front line. They have the avenue of engage from the Braum ultimate, and clock's really ticking down on Schism here.
I think it's going to take a pretty big Baron throw to turn it around right now. because we see Misfortune with the GA now. And even if we see Gaudier get an honor.
Ooh, the Varus ultimate and the knockback from the side of Backpack, but Gaudier's gonna get locked up. Backpack's getting knocked up, dealt with. He's trying to find the knockup. He's trying to get out of here. Single Gazer in the back line here, trying to create some chaos, but he's gonna get eaten up. Backpack goes down to Frishin. That scaly tree damage absolutely murdering him there. They just scale with AP, right? I haven't played in a hot minute.
AP and health.
Lordy, lordy.
It's over 200 for both the AP and health right now. In terms of...
For a little more, Stevenator's trying to find it, but we're going to get blocked up by the Poppy Q. Maverick's trying to get on the back of Frisch, and we see the Misfortune bullet time comes through, and Stevenator does a lot of damage there. The Kane ultimate is in, and he just comes through. Gets the kill down on Carmody, finds the return on Stevenator. That max health Q damage absolutely ripping through the Galio with no armor. And they're just going to run into the base now. We see the pings going down on Baron as they don't quite have the minion wave to, you know, run down that tower. The 45-50% damage reduction with no surrounding minions.
And unfortunately not a tank Cho'Gath to just sit there forever.
Seiko Gazer here trying to mess around with Gaudier. He's going to blast cut himself away to try to move towards this Baron that we see getting started up on the side of Purple Cobras. They're going to walk away from it. Maybe trying to look back on it. Maverick is there. Maverick blocks that up. The Braum ultimate comes up, doesn't find a knockup there. They're committing a lot here for Maverick. He finds the Kane knockup, the Cho'Gath knockup, the Friction Q, and that is just too much for him to deal with. Seiko Gazer is still on Gaudier here, not letting him do much of anything. Gaudier's trying to find the tower here. A lot of minions there. Gonna find the Hammer Shock to go through. Knocked away by the Poppy. I think he's gonna get the tower here. He does find the tower. He tries to find the Fear into Single Gazer. Doesn't really have a lot of places to go. Gonna find the Fear into the Flash. The ultimate to lock up the Vision, but I think at the same time, Cobra is gonna take the Baron here.
Oh, that would have been so beautiful.
That could have been sneaky. I don't know how close it would have been to happening too, because Friction is already level 18 to Gaudier's level 16, and that at the heart of it. But we do see the kill go down to Gaudier. We do not see the Baron go over. They do get a tower. Towers are cool, but so is a gigantic mounting lead here on the side of the Cobras.
Still haven't reached the 10K mark though.
Right. This is something of a back and forth fight. Schism really played the idea of their comp to, you know, remove Tomato Farmer from the game, but let things get to the point where, you know, they built up their comp to not really worry so much about Tomato Farmer leaving. They really had, you know, Frishin coming through on the Cho'Gath with, you know, the AP build to do more than an unignorable amount of damage.
Yeah.
Through on this team. It looks like he's going for the Lichbane next, as a matter of fact.
And now we see a Phage on Misfortune. So Tomato Farmer is definitely going to get a little more tanky with the Black Cleaver finished.
Right.
Once it happens. And
really
I don't think Gaudier will be able to one-shot her anymore.
Looking to see Purple Cobras moving in on the base. Xenogears just kind of trying to run the line. Maverick's trying to stave him off, but Friction is hanging around the side of his Kane. Friction just finding knockup after knockup there. Just playing with their food a little bit. See the Baron minions pouring. They're going to, wow, Dark Harvest is going to blow up that tower. They're going to find it here. Gaudier's going to go for the ultimate. They're doing what they can to try to find the knockback here. Alice is going to get the multi-man knockout. Friction slides in to try to get the Carmony. The Galio ultimate and the Shen ultimate. Everything they're trying to do to keep Carmony alive. It's not enough. Friction finds the munch, and there's the kill. There's another coming through. The killing spree comes over Tomato Farmer, and that is just triple kill for Tomato Farmer. Says, I got tired of dying this series. I'm going to take myself a triple kill. And the Purple Cobras are going to finish out this game and take game 1 over Schism Esports.
Very well fought.
Yeah, that was definitely the game I was looking for. And I mean, I talked about it very early on, you know, the clash of playstyles there, just the explosive, you know, rolling off the back of Gaudier, to find those super early plays and just collapse onto people and putting out all that damage and putting themselves in a very nice early position. On the side of Schism, Purple Cobras, of course, banding together, playing out their laning phase the way that they like to, and letting things go on long enough that it gets to the point where Tomato Farmer is not their main source of damage. I mean, we've seen it so much. Single Gazer has been so pivotal in so many of the games that Purple Cobras have played, and a lot of these games with him in the top lane, finding these avenues, finding these engages, getting through onto people, and Friction having an absolutely massive game on Kayn, finding his way through those fights, saying that, okay, Nocturne's going to kill off Tomato Farmer, that's fine. I'm going to go find Karma in the meantime and remove him from these fights. That's really what I feel like turned a lot of the mid-game fights into the favor of Purple Cobras. Is just we saw Karma get obliterated in these fights off the back of Friction finding him on this Kayn. Really working out for them. So we're going to head over to a break before we get into Game 2, but we will be right back with Game 2 of Purple Cobras vs. Schism. We are back. Games XP Championship, Game 2, Schism vs. Purple Cobras. Getting back into it, it's 1-0 Purple Cobras, looking to take match point. Schism looking to bring it to Game 3 with a 1-1. We're going right back into pick band phases. I don't expect to see a lot of these change up. We are going to see the Alistair takeaway from the side of Purple Cobras. Did not like seeing Backpack's late aggression on that. So a good start off. I think we might see, there we go. We're going to see the Kane take away from Friction. Put in a lot of work. Carmody had to be screaming for that Kane ban. I think everything else might stay the same. We might see the Evelyn ban here again away from God here. Probably going to see the Ari ban again for Friction. Or the Renekton. There's some Yari Renekton inside of them. I don't think they want to have it. I have mixed feelings about an Ari ban, but you know, if an Ari main wants to not play Ari, then you take it away from him. But I don't know about this Morgana ban. I think that's a really confusing one because I don't think Backpack plays Morgana. I know that Laxon, their other support player for Schism, is a Morgana main, but he's not here. So I think that taking that away is a bit of a strange one, but I guess they have comps that, you know, don't really want to see Morgana here. And if this isn't a Renekton ban, then it's going to be a really weird time. So there you go. The Renekton is going to take it away. Single Gazer has absolutely played more Renekton games than anyone wonder. And of course, while I'm talking about this, we do see the Scion get picked up on Single Gazer here. He's been a monster on this champion. And of course, letting y'all know in the chat, we've got about 5-6 minutes left to bet on either team. Make sure you get your bets in for Purple Cobras or Schism. And as I check with my stats team on what the current bet percentages are looking like, I will let you know. As you just, we've got 71% on the side of Purple Cobras, 29% on the side of Schism. Schism fans, we are still waiting to hear your voice and see your money. But we're going to see what goes on as we see it go through. We see the Graves get picked up for Godir here. As we see the Amumu going into the hands of Friction and Friction on his Veigar. We can see the Galio again. I bet we're going to see the Galio again. No, the Zillion. He always hovers the Zillion because he's played Zillion and Galio pretty much explicitly in this league.
Zillion works pretty nice in a one-shot Veigar.
True.
Kind of just stop that ultimate from deleting somebody and they come back to life.
That's a very nice answer. So we've got both bot lanes now are open on both teams, so it's really going to be a clash. All these bot lanes. We're probably going to see the Leona, probably Leona Thresh again, get banned out. Lucian ban going to come out. Tomato Farmer does like his fair share of Lucian, so we're going to see that go away. I think the Leona is going to be their second ban. On this side, we're going to see the Tristana go away, and most likely, if looking at Backpack's this sort of what's in Backpack's backpack, maybe gonna go for maybe the Braum. Taking away the Braum might not be a bad idea. I don't think they want the Schism to have it because they do have the first pick priority here. As they do take away the Kaisa on the side of Schism. Nope, they're gonna take away the Xayah. That was definitely, yeah, not wanting to give them over to the Xayah Rakan because I know Tomato Farm not quite the Xayah player himself. So we see how it's gonna go here. Carmody has a lot of it. The Tristana's not open. Definitely banned. Varus is open again. He wants to play that, but now he's gonna have to deal with the Amumu and the Slime. We do see the Tom Kench get picked up for Backpack here. Another very protect-heavy composition. Of course, this time you have a lot more skills that are, you know, very directly committed to actually protecting someone. Between the Zillion ultimate and the Tom Kench about. Is that a yacht? What?
Maybe a Veigar bot lane.
You
Or
are
a
gonna
Yasuo
pick
bot
that.
lane. Pick it. Pick it.
He's not gonna pick that.
Peer pressure. Pick it.
Oh, he's gonna go for the Ezreal. So what are we gonna see for Desolate Earth here? Not a lot open here. The Braum is open, but I don't think he wants to pick that with that composition. I mean, they have the Scion and the... Ooh, he's gonna go with the Blitzcrank. We do get to see the Desolate Earth Blitzcrank this game, so that's gonna be rough for Tom Kench if he's not able to, you know, respond with, you know, eating whoever might get hooked. Because if Blitzcrank's pulling that person to him, it's gonna be very hard for Tom Kench to get in there for the Devour. So, interesting pick up on the side of Desolate Earth. So it's down to the 80 carry for Carmody here. The Caitlyn. Huh. How do I feel about Caitlyn? I How do you feel about Caitlyn?
Caitlin's pretty good. Scales nicely, but still just not the best.
Well, I say they're definitely a lot.
I think she's about even with Ezreal.
It's definitely the bans coming through here really locked out a lot of other options for AD carries. The early aggression of Lucian. MF was still on the table, of course, but I don't think they really wanted to go with that. So now you see on the side of Schism, they've really adapted to their side. Now they have I think instead of just the forward-facing, just hard engage on their side and leave Carmony to die, now you have the Zillion ultimate, the Tom Kench Devour. You have the Maokai lockup, and then Gaudier, instead of just being that diving assassin, he's now got the presence on Graves to keep people back and keep himself tankier and a little bit bulkier in these fights, so that he can last a little longer. So there's a lot more presence and skills being able to be used to keep Carmony alive in these fights, to see if he performs on this Caitlyn pick. While on the side of Purple Cobras, there's a lot of commit here. I mean, you have the Sion ultimate, you have the Amumu bandage into ultimate, and you have the Veigar cage. There's a lot of avenues for them to start a fight off of. Just any person's button can start a pretty wild fight here. Of course, on the Blitz hook as well. And I think Tomato Farmer has a very large avenue to keep himself alive, because there's really not a lot of dive now on the side of Schism. They have Maokai ultimate, maybe snaring somebody up and him trying to find a wild.
They have really strong flanking potential with a nice Tom Kench ult into their Maokai cutting off people's paths with his ult.
Right, they do have ways to get on top of Purple Cobras here.
It's just gonna be. I think it's actually a lot closer this game, just because I think Graves is a lot harder carry than Nocturne is, and Graves is definitely going to be able to pull some more weight. He's going to try and be dragging the Schism across the finish line this time.
I feel it. Definitely looking for a lot of the same early performance of him on that Nocturne. Maybe a little bit earlier on this Graves, now that he has a toolkit that doesn't rely on having an ultimate for what he's doing here. Maybe even getting into the jungle of friction here, maybe abusing his move a little bit off the back, but we'll see what happens.
I'm honestly just a little worried about this Blitzcrank pick. To me, it feels like it's just going to bait the entire team to go in on whoever he hooks.
Right.
And, that's just going to be like a Zillion ult, or it's going to be a tanky Maokai or Tom Kench. And it's just going to feel really weird watching everybody go ham on these guys, and they just don't die.
Yeah, definitely may get rough, and I think that at some point we may want to see Desolate either commit the Blitzcrank to more of a peel type, and pulling somebody away from rather than starting a fight with. So it's sort of that dual nature of Blitzcrank. People don't think of a lot of him as a peeler as much as a fight starter. But on that note, we are going to turn this over, and the bets have concluded. So you're no longer able to place bets for this game. We do see the 72% for Purple Cobras closing out this game at a 2-0, just winning it in whole. Schism has a 28% vote to close it out. And what's your prediction going to be, real quick, Chetan?
This time I'm going to have to give it to Schism. I like the Graves and Zillion here. More damage and more survivability. Very
nice. And we're going to head to a commercial break before we get into game 2.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play. and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming.
And we are here, game 2 of Purple Cobras versus Schism Esports. It is 1-0 on the side of Purple Cobras. We are looking to get into this game. We have the threat of the Blitzcrank as we see Schism pouring in. We see Purple Cobras setting up. And I'm looking for another action-packed game.
See, I definitely have problems with people going to this bush right here next to the pixel brush. It's so obvious. People always go there. It's just go through mid lane and go up through the mid lane bush there. Or just go through the top side and chill around that bush like Purple Cobras did.
Alright. Not going to get much out of it. We're just going to see him hanging out, seeing what's going on. Not going to find anything crazy. We do see some Dematerializer on the board in both the hands of Frischen and Stevenator. Some for Backpack as well in the Tom Kench. And we see the stopwatch, the commencing stopwatch in Frischen, of course. So a little bit of inspiration action going on in a bunch of these lanes. Not too surprised. Did not think I was going to get to see Scion at all this series, but we do see it back on Cinco Gazer, who I feel like hasn't played it in a while. He's got a couple of Renekton games in against teams that didn't really know to ban it against him. Played a lot of Poppy recently. Scion's been on the ban list from him, but getting it in his hands this game away from Mav, who's also a very prominent Scion player. It's super interesting to see how that goes. We've seen a lot of Scion versus Maokai in this top lane. I feel like Maokai usually ends up not on the greater end of it.
It's a very close matchup.
Ooh, the hook coming in on Carmony. Q not following up from Tomato Farmer, but of course no knockout from Blitzcrank to really facilitate it. Level 1 hook not extremely threatening. Blitzcrank just says, sending a message, say, hey, I can hit these.
Going back to that Maokai and Scion, it's definitely... Scion has the ability to solo kill Maokai. But you're looking at Maokai and he's paired with the Graves. You got so much CC on this Maokai. You're just going to want to abuse it and camp this Scion, get him really down, get this Graves nice and fed.
Yeah, really be what they're looking to do here. And of course, Single Gazer's pretty content with shoving out the lane, just farming up, getting that health in on the W passive, but finding it a lot easier to shove in.
Nice.
Level
2 cheese from red buff to top, and just have the Maokai hit level 2 for a quick snare into slows.
We see the knockback come in, the tower shot come in. Single Gazer gets a little bit down from the aftershock, but overall not crazy. I can't stand watching the Scion queue. They buffed the mana cost down to like 45, and just the cooldown just seems so obnoxiously low. I feel like every time directed camera takes me back to Scion on the top lane, he's doing Q again.
Yeah, it's just to watch that Q. it's a pretty Q. Gotta stare at it for
every time. I feel like I get to see every single Scion Q cast in a game thanks to directed camera. It's absolutely wild. No, doesn't matter whatever anyone else is doing. I get to see decimating smash all day long. Hooks coming out from Desolate Earth, not really finding the mark there, but a little bit of good movement coming out from the Carmony pack. And we're really just seeing sort of the pace of the same game. So we're really going to see how Goddard, who is actually on the side, I believe, took the Krugs away from Purple Cobras there. But really looking to see on the back of Goddard if he's going to make a move here for Schism, because lanes are, not shifting too crazily in favor of Purple Cobras, but we're just, you're seeing those small leads. That I talked about getting built in the favor of the Cobras this time. And small leads tend to go somewhere from there. Aside from the bot lane where Carmony is pulling a little bit ahead of Tomato Farmer. That's something you expect to see from Caitlyn. Especially a Caitlyn that's not getting hooked by Blitzcrank, so much less threatened.
Yeah. A whole lot less threatening.
So what are we looking to see here? Graves.
Really nothing.
Right, Goddard's just really content with farming out here, and we're just kind of seeing a lot of the same idea from game one. We're just seeing farming until one side decides they don't want to farm anymore.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see Gaudier want to make plays around mid and top because that's where all the CC's at. The easiest CC to land, anyways.
Right.
And it's just gonna. Hopefully, he will get the kills. He'll get big. He'll be able to kill everybody because he's Graves.
Right. Yeah.
But until then, you're gonna be seeing people, just get bullied by.
He's getting knocked back there. He's looking forward. He has that shield. He gets the E slow, finds the W. He doesn't have the mana for the Q, amazingly. But if he had the mana for the Q, that might have actually been rough for Maverick, but he did have the flash there.
Yeah. Purple Cobras can definitely win every lane in terms of being able to bully them out. But that's where you want your jungler to come in and use that advantage of them trying to go aggro on you and then just turn it around with stuns, slows,
Right.
snares, anything you can.
We're just gonna see how it goes. I'm just looking for a very calm game, and now we're even seeing Tomato Farmer pulling slightly ahead over Carmody in the spot lane, but I don't think this is the direction that Schism wants to go, especially when they have the scaling the Veigar. And, Scion, who literally just gets tankier as the game progresses off his W passive. And we see the hook there from Desolate Earth under the tower shot! But we see the save from Backpack. He has to get Carmody out of there. And we see the flash from Tomato Farmer, the flash from Carmody.
Oh no.
In front of the trap. Oh, this turn.
Tomato Farmer.
There. Tomato Farmer committing just a little bit too much. The first one and the double kill going to Backpack there. But Carmody's going to survive.
Normally, I'm upset when, the support gets both kills in these situations, but Tom Kench definitely going to be able to get these tanky stats, going to be able to take every hook from now on, and it's just going to be a little brutal for a while now. Because of Tom Kench passive, health
Right. True. Just these fights. I want to watch more of this top lane. The Glitch Logman down on the Maverick. And that's going to convert into an early Infernal Dragon on the side of Schism. That was with the Amumu Bandage comes in. Frishon is here as well. Desolate Earth looking, but Backpack's going to get knocked up. The Blisshook comes in. He tries to flash over to the Blast Cone. It's not enough. Frishon is on the backside here, but Friction is going to find the kill there. So a lot of these summoner spells getting committed for this kill here. But in the end, working out for Purple Cobras.
Fortunately, Frisian loses a lot out of this because he just had waves shoved into the tower.
Right.
And didn't even get an assist out of it. Not so much the gold disadvantage, but he's definitely going to be missing some experience now.
It's just a slight advantage getting built up on the side of Stevenator. So, all in all, still a nice boon in the favor of Schism. Getting those 2 assists onto, Gaudier and Carmody and Stevenator. Still some money in their pockets over the Ezreal, who, is still building to the man immune. Ezreal's build very, economic, very cheap, as he's not worried to get into his item spikes a little differently than the traditional AD carries. So it works out for him that he still got back at a time where he could, build into the tier, build into the man immune. Get those ramping up early to try to make something happen in the lane, but still playing very nicely for Schism. They definitely got the money in the pucks they wanted. Stevenator trying to work into that Rod of Ages here, trying to get it around the 10-minute mark maybe as early as he can.
And another thing to mention, Gaudier with 2 champion souls from it.
Oh yeah, he did get both of those off the harvest, so that's going to put him a little further up there.
And unlike other, runes, the longer the game goes on, the harder Dark Harvest scales. Not a small amount that it scales either.
Right. It's definitely a constant, especially. Yeah. especially in these fights that last over a period of time, where you're killing multiple people, or you kill one champion, you pick up their soul, you use that to kill the next champion. I mean, you just end up chain killing. You get to the point on Dark Harvest that you've built up so much damage that you're literally just chain killing people off of harvest stacks.
They compound. That's the word I was looking for.
There we go. Yeah.
But it's not even that. Your team's age and death. They give you their own soul.
Oh yeah, you're dying teammates to give you their souls, but I think that's pretty wild. I think it's definitely a. I don't know if I would say a little much, but it definitely helps if your team is feeding it up.
Bunch of feeders. You just gotta carry them hard.
Maybe actually the best solo key rune for your feeding teammates. If you see the Maokai ultimate come through, it's not gonna find Steelgazer, but Frischen is around. Frishen's dead.
Definitely dead.
Desolate Earth is looking around. We see Harmony and back there, but we see Friction is on the backside. He's gonna get hooked in, finds the Ignite down on him as he's silenced. The Ezreal ultimate comes through, and that's gonna root down the Tom Kench along for the Grey Health Shield to not wear out. They find the kill on the back, and they find the kill onto Harmony. And that is gonna be a clean pickup on the bot lane here, as they may look to take down this bot lane tower. So immediately responding on the map there. I don't know how I feel about Friction. Yeah, Friction, I think he saw the low health Maokai and just wanted to, pop him off with a Q ultimate.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
The response with the Maokai able to get both the snare and the knockback, so that he couldn't really get to hit his button. It lasted long enough, the CC chain on Friction, that he didn't even get to ultimate and just got her, absolutely wiped him out between the Dark Harvest and the Q ult. It just kind of ruined it from the game. Ooh, there's the backpack Harmony again. Desolator's gonna get caught out here. And that's the ultimate that's gonna find the kill. Nice off the back of the Tom Kench ultimate.
First tower, though, does go over to Purple Cobras.
True, and I didn't see if they backed off. Yeah, I think they put all that money into Tomato Farmer, as he's now sitting on 2,100 gold going back. Buying the Sheen there is going to look to go into the Glacial... the Iceborne Gauntlet.
Yeah, Iceborne Gauntlet will be a little useful for him.
Yeah, definitely what they want to both, slow down the Caitlyn and kite away the Graves, the Maokai that are trying to, advance on him and get their CC down. Iceborne definitely going to put a lot of stint in that plan. As you see the Rift Herald go over to the side of Schism there. Sitting in Godder's pocket.
30 seconds for drag. And it's only an Ocean Drake. I don't think Schism has to be too worried if they want to just hand it over to try and get more map pressure elsewhere. Because they already got a big Infernal. That's just going to make this scaling ridiculous for this Graves.
Or smackbacks in the top lane. Now in the bot lane, the bot top lane. Godier's there on the side though.
Godier's been there. He just he doesn't want to help out this Maokai.
Not interested.
And I definitely think Maverick thought he was going to come help because
Maverick's kind of committed here. He's really trying to get out of the unstoppable force coming out from side, and we're gonna see the flash. The Righteous Glory, the Maokai ultimate comes to. He's healing up, but I don't think he can fight Single Gazer much longer. But Godier's. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we see Tomato Farmer going to back off there from backpack. He's going to get slowed up by the Tom Kench. The Ignite comes down. Carmery's there. The flash is a double flash away. He's going to get pulled back into tower. Godier not finding the ultimate to take out Tomato Farmer as he flashes and eases himself out of there. Ooh, the Ezreal ultimate comes through and cleans on backpack. Maverick's going to get slowed up by Single Gazer again, but he's going to find himself to a minion to get out of there. Very nice escape from Tomato Farmer to not go down to that Graves ultimate. They are going to drop the Rift there on the top lane, and that's going to punch through a lot of their tower.
I'm just really sad right now that Godier went top.
Yeah. There's a Zillion ultimate. They're on top of him. I don't think they made it. But Friction's on the backline, finds the bandage into the E, and he's on a killing spree now on this Amumu. 3-0-1.
And the smite throws him down. Smite kills are best.
I do enjoy a good chilling smite kill. It does a solid like 80 damage to champs. We see the freeze ray into the Q. Oh, the munch up come from back before Single Gazer Q can come down. A cheeky little, you know, I like seeing that. I didn't realize that Christian was running the Glacial Augment on the Vagar.
Yeah.
You see the GLP slow into the freeze ray that gave him the setup for the cage. It didn't quite find the kill combo off of it.
That is 5 traps from Caitlyn. Max W first.
Huh.
Normally you want to max the Q first just so you got the wave clear, and then you max your W.
Right. It's new.
I guess he likes cupcakes.
That's fair. Cupcakes are tasty.
I mean, it definitely did help him out top lane. They almost took Tomato Farmer out in one trap, it looked like. We were busy watching Sion and Maokai hit each other some, so...
Right. Watching noodle fights is always way more interesting than whatever is actually going on in the game.
I'm just a little sad. Go down and kill the Sion first. That would have been such a free kill and would have helped out immensely.
Yeah, definitely putting a little bit of pressure on Mav. Or off of Mav. He's kind of hanging out here in this mid lane. We see Single Gazer still off on the bot lane as we see Godier's around there again. Ping's coming down to catch Godier off on the side, but I don't think anything's going to come of it. Just hanging around. Single Gazer sees Mav and he's going to try to, walk past him. Gonna get rooted up. Godier is here now. I don't think Godier can avoid him anymore. No, he's just going to walk away. Sion is way too scary for this man with a beard. Christian's here. Uh-oh. Harmony gets the smite down into the Q, and that is going to be a dead Caitlyn, and Harmony walks to his doom. The hook comes through on the Tom Kench. He's knocked up for longer than he can. The Zillion ultimate is there. The stopwatch comes through on Frisian, and he's going to go down next.
Oh.
This might not be the fight that Purple Cobras wants. The double Zillion Bomb. He's going to get the ultimate. I don't know if the Zillion Bomb's going to kill him. It does. The Airy actually takes
it.
Oh, my lord, the Airy kill.
The Airy and the corrupting potion. Putting out
Desolate Earth has nowhere to go. He's going to hook in onto Stevenator. Friction is here. Tomato Farmer's here on the Ezreal. And that is just Schism pouring it out onto Purple Cobras. And that is way too much damage for them to deal with here. Not the fight that Purple Cobras wanted at all.
Definitely not. Whew. It looked really bad. I saw the Tom Kench get hooked right into a Sion knockup. Thought he was going to be dead. And then he lived long enough for Zillion to come over and just ult him. Yep. And he comes back. And it's still a 3v3. And at that point, Graves is going to just outdamage them for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely not going to go the way they wanted. But I don't know. It punched open a solid about 1k gold lead on the side of Schism. And definitely
they were down. Schism was down before that fight by about 500, I think. And then just through shutdowns, they've come back.
And that is a lot of important items to do. Ooh! Harmony gonna get grabbed up here, but I don't think anyone's really here. Oh, Frisian's there. Oh, tries to blast him, get caught up by the Vagar but it's enough for Harmony to net over the wall. Gets himself out of there too.
You cannot move past Vagar cage.
No one gets to
by any means.
We just see Single Gazer doing what he's doing on the side of the bot lane here. Maverick though is a lot stronger off of finding those kills and assists to really.
He still can't take Sion.
Right. I mean he doesn't die to him as quickly as before, but definitely isn't gonna kill him anytime soon. Backpack's gonna eat up Friction, but he's gonna spit him on top of the Caitlyn. Puts him onto the trap, but for here, that is not enough. He's going to get the ultimate off, but it's still not enough. The Maokai ultimate comes off. Doesn't get the lockdown on a Single Gazer, but he's going to Righteous Glory in and try to find him. Ignores the Q. Maverick looking around here. Friction going a little deeper than he would like on this Amumu. He is tanky, but...
I love Caitlyn ults. It's just using them out of nowhere.
Backpack, gonna get knocked up, disappears. Single Gazer he's gonna kill Tomato Farmer, then the 3-man Zillion stun. Gonna put work there. Friction tries to put another cage down. Steven Air is gonna pop over the side, finds the bomb on Friction. I think that's gonna be the death of Vagar. Deathler's now in the middle of things. Goddard finds the flash, auto twice. Tries to find the Deathler, the Single Gazer's there. Doesn't quite find the knockup. Goddard trying to get around there, but that's a lot of damage on this Graves. The bomb coming through, the Unstoppable going through. And Schism now is on a warpath.
Let's see. How many stacks is Graves at? Graves is at 134 souls.
Ooh,
So
man.
he's 16 off of reaching the big 150 mark, where your stacks stay on for 2 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Instead of just disappearing after 30 seconds.
Ooh,
Oh,
Amumu
good
steals the
deal.
dragon. But he's in the center with no ultimate, but Single Gazer's here as well. And we're going to see the Blitzcrank steal off the side, but Goddard's going to slide back in. Tomato Farmer's here.
Oh, no.
The Zillion ultimate comes down, another Maokai route. Tomato Farmer just narrowly gets out of there. Single Gazer finds the 4-man knockup, but I don't know what else they can do off of this. Single Gazer is trying to stay alive as long as he can. He finally goes down.
Oh no, what were they thinking?
Uh,
It was just an ocean drake.
I mean, it was sick that Amumu stole it, but...
But the problem was, they committed Scion into that with the blast cone, then they committed Ezreal into it with his E, and so he was forced to flash out.
Yeah.
And that was just so many summoners you didn't need to burn, but ended up doing it.
I mean, we're getting to the point now where...
I mean, Zillion's got a lot of AP right now. He can pretty much bring somebody back to at least half-life.
Yeah, that's definitely significant. I mean, we're seeing a lot, and that's the problem now. You have access to the Zillion ultimate, where if Carmony's not the one that you're trying to kill off in these fights to force out the Zillion ultimate, they have to get to, you know, Goddard, Maverick, or Backpack, who are all very tanky. They don't. I mean, even if a Zillion ult's giving them a second life, they're hard to take down in their first life.
Yeah. And
So-
like I said, I feel like the Blitz Hook's going to bait him into these tanky fight people, and then Zillion's just going to hold him, and it's not even going to matter, because they're just going to come back anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you were seeing Purple Cobras spend so much of their force on someone tanky that it already takes a lot of them for these fights, and then the Zillion ultimate just resets it and off all the cooldowns that they spent, and then it's not working out for them at all. And really, until Tomato Farmer gets to the point where he's putting out a crazy amount of damage, it's gonna be rough because you have to commit, the Scion ultimate, the Amumu ultimate, getting the lockdown here. But if you spend these ultimates on somebody that gets just Zillion ulted right back up, then that's just so much less fodder you have.
And I mean, the problem with that is by the time Tomato Farmer's going to be strong. We have Caitlyn that's 3-2. Caitlyn's no slouch right now.
Definitely no slash there. Deathler's getting murdered there on the back. And Carmony is just right-clicking death to people. Right-clicking people to
This
death.
should be Baron.
Yeah. They're definitely going to take that there. This is looking very good for the Schism crew.
Can I quit casting after this? If Schism wins, I'd be 2-0 for my casting predictions.
What a beast.
I don't know if I can handle it.
100% prediction rate on the cast here as we... Ooh! Tomato Farmer finding the nice snipe. And onto Maverick. Double kill on Tomato Farmer. They might have to be worried here. Tomato Farmer's putting a lot of damage on this backline. He's got the Triforce Muramana. Goddard's even got to be worried here. He has the Zillion ult into this, so he slides back in on push, but he slides into the Vagar stun. And they don't quite wait out for the Zillion
This
ultimate.
is turned around again.
Oh no, Goddard is here. They gotta watch out, but Tomato Farmer slides around and finds the kill on the Goddard. Oh, what is happening right now? Tomato Farmer, no, you eated the Baron, you aggroed him. That's a lot of unnecessary damage coming through. Carmony is still alive, but the Zillion stun comes through onto 2. Deathler's trying to find Carmony. He doesn't have the flash look available. No, he's not gonna make it happen.
I'm worried for Baron throws now. Don't do Baron. Nobody do Barons. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. They've been back for a while. No cheeky kills at Fountain.
They are going to look towards the tower here, though. Getting what they can. Purple Cobra's going to pull ahead for their third tower of the game. So Purple Cobra is definitely pulling back. Definitely what they wanted there in this game. Having the double ocean drake for the regen is really being a nice boon for them. Fighting off the back of that fight. Carmody really looked like he was going to run with that fight as we saw him slide in with the Tom Kench and absolutely, take Tomato Farmer out of that. Or no, took Desolate Earth out of that fight. Even on that semi-tanky Blitzcrank, really just pounding him through with those headshots. But now he has the Quicksilver Sash to get himself through the Frisian Stun and the Amumu ultimate, so he's not as worried about being caught out in these fights. But either way, it's still another back and forth fight. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted from this set. I wanted what happened game 1 where we saw Schism absolutely dominate and then Purple Cobra's pulling it back. And now game 2 we just have constant back and forth slugfest where you don't know who's going to be the last one standing. The Zillion Ultimate is absolutely playing spoiler to so many of Purple Cobra's ambitions. Tomato Farmer's pulling ahead on this Ezreal as he's picked up the Executioner's Calling and finished the Blade of the Ruined King. So he's scaling up in so much of this damage and he's becoming such an important part of these fights. You're noticing he's putting out so much of this damage that is no longer at an ignorable point now.
Yeah. And then you have Caitlyn forced to go for a QSS third item. And that's 1,300 gold she had to waste for defensive item. Normally you don't have to worry about that because you got Tom Kench. But I don't know.
Yeah, the problem is it's not as much targeted CC now. You have the Amumu ultimate, the Veigar stuff, which still lock up Tom Kench even if he did take the Caitlyn. So it's really Maverick's sliding in there, finds the ultimate to lock up 4 Tomato Farmers getting locked up here, finds the Caitlyn ultimate on the back of him. He's gonna get in there, but we see Friction is in the middle of this. Godder's trying to find some damage to come through. He gets locked up by the Amumu ultimate. Friction finds the ultimate. It doesn't find the kill. Desolate the series running down. The Vigor Cage is down. Carmedy's gonna go down, but he has a Zillion ult on him. Friction is still on a Stevenator, but they're back on top of Friction. Ezreal is going to clean through the back. Nobody's dead yet!
Ooh, that is intense.
Carmedy's going low! The flash from Friction is coming through. They're trying to find something to happen. The lockup is coming out. Maverick just has a lot of damage. Tomato Farmer's on his back there. Tomato Farmer finding the kill off the Blade of the Ruined King. Getting the kill down. Desolate finds the hook on a Stevenator! He doesn't have the ultimate. The Vader hits when the double kill comes in from Tomato Farmer. An incredible hook off Desolate Earth there. And that's what Purple Cobras need. They're going to come forward here. Wow.
These fights are getting played so well, and then it's just these little slips on the backside of them that's giving these little advantages to Purple Cobras right now.
Absolutely, and they're starting to slip in favor of this game. We see the gold lead for, I believe, the first time this game is shifted back into the favor of Purple Cobras. And Schism is really starting to, slip off their lead. And I mean, you're still seeing Goddir very prevalent in these fights on these Graves. He's sitting on, how many souls is he sitting on? I can't see the number. 184 souls now here at the 28.5 minute mark, and he's 6-1 and 6, not dying in these fights necessarily, but he's not, putting out enough damage to be a consistent threat here. And as long as Maverick is able to stay in the center of these fights, it's getting to the point now where now we see the Mortal Reminder finished on Tomato Farmer. The Ezreal damage that I talked about, he's putting out this damage from so far away that you saw Maverick commit the Maokai ultimate, the Maokai W, and still couldn't keep the Ezreal locked down long enough to, get him out of the fight.
Yeah, and Caitlyn doesn't have damage right now. Missing out on an IE or something just to help her tear through this Scion.
Yeah, I say the Scion and the Amumu are actually just thorns in her side at this point. Goddir's here. That is a lot of damage coming through. but Goddard's gonna get hooked in, and that's gonna be the kill onto Friction. This might be the fight Skizum's looking for. And here we go. Friction's gonna get pushed out of the fight. Desolate Earth's gonna find on the side of Goddard. Finds the kill down on Desolate Earth. Friction's gonna get found on the side. Single are in the center of things on the Scion. He is not tanky enough. Steven there finds the kill there. They're trying to get down Tomato Farmer as he even saw Friction is in the center of things. I don't know how long he's gonna live there. He might just be stalling for Tomato Farmer to get gets eaten up by the Tom Kench. Tomato Farmer putting some damage down, spits out into the immune molds, but almost gets the kill down. But they're not gonna find it there. Tomato Farmer actually sliding in, tries to find the kill into Steven there, gets the kill. Tomato Farmer is just in the center of things. Maverick's moving towards him. The Caitlyn ultimate comes in. He finds the E. Might find another Q. Doesn't quite find the kill into Maverick. It's Tomato Farmer versus the World Air as he gets a lot of people on Skizum very low. He's still here. Very prevalent. Somebody has to find him and get him out of this fight. They are going to take the tower. Oh, the Ezreal ultimate fights too! Gair's trying to get the kill on him, and he still doesn't go down. The Guardian Angel popped down for Gair, and he's actually going to go down, not able to... Oh, he does find the return kill on Tesla. That is a lot of shutdown money in his pocket, but... Oh my lord, Tomato Farmer.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. That is just a little bit too much greed there from Skizum after winning a fight.
Yeah, if you're going to win a fight and you're not... And the Ezreal that's, you know, even before that, those set of kills was 8, 4, and 3 with 4 items. You really can't run that many low health people down for a tower. Just not going to work out, especially if you don't have a committed way to catch him. And I mean, you just saw him poking around with these Qs and these Ws, and it did not work out for them. And it's really getting rough. And now you see, and I mean, on top of that, we see the triple Ocean Drake for Skizum. So the longer that Tomato Farmer is able to stay on the outskirts of these fights, he's healing up. He's healing up quickly off of triple Ocean Drake. I mean, that's a significant, you know, health and mana regen while out of combat. So if he's able to keep himself, you know, away and keep the focus of the fight somewhere else while he's, you know, hanging around with Ezreal, then it's really working out for him. But man, this is a battle, and I mean that was off the back of Skizum finding Frisian and just killing them. So we see a little bit more. They find just.
It looks like this Maokai is going into his Gargoyle Stoneplate neck, which I think's gonna be really needed for these next fights coming up. I don't think they should force anything until he gets it. And I'm seeing Carmony over here with Static Shiv and Rapid Fire. I don't know if I want that right now. We need him to do damage.
Yeah.
Not just attack really fast. I mean, it increases his headshots damage, but you could have gotten IE and doubled your crit chance anyways.
We are looking for more here as we see the pressure down. Carmony's gonna get freezered up by the Frisian. Single Gazer is here. They have to watch out here. Carmony might find the back of the Blitz Hook. Carmony is gonna.
It was just a red buff.
Oh no. They're gonna look for the tower here. And Purple Cobras is knocking on the door here. The Hook finds Backpack next. And that's going to be the knockup and the disappearance of Tom Kent. Single Gazer finding the kill. Scion Ultimate comes in, trying to find somebody here. Goddard's going to get knocked up next. Has a Zillion ult on him. Friction's turning around there. Goddard's still trying to find a good amount of damage. Finds the kill onto Friction. Maverick's in the center of 3. Tries to get the kill onto Friction. Getting knocked up by Desolate Earth. He actually dies. Does not find the kill onto Friction. And that's going to be Stevenator next. And outside of God here, that's going to be 4 down on the side of Skizum. And we're seeing objectives get taken here on the side of Purple Cobras. And I don't know if they're looking to end here. I don't think they have the ability to completely end, but...
Oh, man.
And this is rough. This is a lot of base opened up. Tom Kench might be looking for Tomato Farm, but that is one slippery Ezreal. I don't know how they're going to get to him. He actually has a watch here. Carmody flashes, but he's got to still watch out here. That is a...
I feel like Harmony's tilted right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling the effect of it over here. Now he's built into the Last Whisper. Doesn't have... Still not got that Infinity Edge.
I don't think he's going to build one. I mean, the best bet would be to just sell the Storm Razor or something after you get that point. But,
yeah, really just running wild on this Ezreal pick here. His Tomato Farmer, as he's doing what he can to get something happening. It's not going in his favor. Schism's really got to, put a slowdown to this burn here, because it's really getting to the point where it's tough for them to make anything happen at this point. And we see a fourth dragon going over to the side of Purple Cobras here, the Mountain Drake now. I don't know how I feel here. We are gonna see the... He sold something to buy a BF sword. Not sure what it was.
Sold his Last Whisper.
Yes, he did. So we see Purple Cobras pushing up the mid lane. Gonna kind of hang around here, hovering around the not quite live, but that is a live Baron, duh. The live Baron.
Nobody ever took Baron.
What do I want to see here? I really just see a Baron take, honestly. I don't know how Schism's going to look to just enter here. Oh, no. That's the single gazer is here. Single gazer looking for the Scion Q. Not quite finding something. The case comes down. Freezer coming down on Carmody, but he's not too worried right now. He's still going to stay on the outskirts here.
Right. This is the kind of fight Schism wants, where they just, hit him away. But the problem is, triple Ocean Drakes now.
Yeah, the regen coming through while they're not taking champion damage on the side. And I believe that doesn't even count Epic Monster. I think while Baron, they're fighting, they're not taking damage to champions. And Single Gazer is just in the center of 4 on Schism and not going anywhere. He ends up flashing out after the ultimate, but that stalled enough time for the Baron to go over to the side of Purple Cobras. And this is going to be a rough knock on the door here for Purple Cobras. Desolate Earth is running around with the Righteous Glory, not quite finding anything. Single Gazer teleports in to make it 5, but Maverick's there on the side. Friction locked up by the bomb. We see that Baron up cannon minion is... There's 2 of them. They're gonna get shot up. Maverick here on the side locks up Friction, goes for the ultimate, trying to find everything in the backline, but we see the guy go for the ultimate. The Tomato Farmer is still completely on the outskirts of this fight. Maverick not taking enough to stay anything. He's getting eaten by Backpack. Goddard still trying to stay from the people away. The Sign ultimate comes through. Doesn't quite find the cute. Tomato Farmer is absolutely monstrous on this fight. Finds a double kill on the Maokai. I think this might be the end for Schism. Carmy's trying to do everything he can. The hook misses. Goddard gets in there, finds a kill on Desolate Earth. Tomato Farmer actually slides in, takes the Blade of the Rune King, gets the kill done on the Carmody. He's unstoppable in this fight. Nobody can get to Carmody. Nobody can make it happen. Carmody ends up out of things as we see Purple Cobras pushing through to the end. And I believe that is the end of the series.
Ouch.
And there it goes. Purple Cobras are going to take this set 2-0 over Schism Esports. So, what did I what did I see through this set going through? I mean, looking at the end game screen tells me a whole lot of what I needed to see or what I was expecting. We see Tomato Farmer at the end, 16-4-5, sitting at 21,000 gold with the next highest in the game. Actually got here at 17,000. Next highest on his Single Gazer and Friction around 13,000. So an absolutely out of his mind performance from Tomato Farmer in this Ezreal, just keeping himself. And I mean, we talked about it. We went all the way back to the beginning where we talked about this, where you have the Sion and Mumu Veigar, just all of this AoE crowd control that Schism has to respond to. And despite the fact that they had an avenue to maybe find a flank, and I mean, you even saw Maverick go for those flash engages, the flash ultimates, just the ways to lock people up. They didn't have an answer. They didn't have an answer to get to Tomato Farmer. And once Maokai's skills were spent, a forward-facing fight just could never go in Schism's favor. And that's just what we end up seeing happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the damage here and throwing up. So we have Godir, who had Godir had an incredible performance on Graves that game. He definitely was in the center of so many of these fights, doing everything he could to put out all the damage that he could. He put out 37,000 damage in that fight. It's absolutely monstrous. But Tomato Farmer on this Ezreal put out 62,000 damage to champions over the course of a 39-minute game. That's a lot of damage. I don't have anything else to say about that, but that's a lot of damage. So, yeah. I mean, you saw it happen, and over the course of those fights, that's what Purple Cobras was looking for. That's what Purple Cobras was looking to do. They were looking to set up the control with the Veigar Amumu Sion and say, we have tanks, we have crowd control, we have instant fun, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I mean, even Desolate Earth finding the hooks off the side, finding them on Backpack, finding them even on Godir at times, it really worked out in their favor to really, pull that game together in their favor and really turn it around from, the early aggression that they were eating on the side of Schism in one. So going forward, of course, as is tradition, that I'm with my board chat, and we picked the MVP for this series. I'm going to give him a little interview. So thinking between the two games here, who are we looking at for maybe the potential MVP for both games?
For both games, holy.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I'd have to say Tomato Farmer because, he didn't get tilted at all after, being obliterated multiple times by Nocturne in the first game and still came out 6-6-11
right.
on that misfortune.
No, so definitely between doing his job in game one and playing a little bit of the bait role in game one to get pulled away, and then just there's no way I can take away from the performance he put out in game two as much as you want to give it to the rest of the team for, setting up for him, the Veigar cages, the Sion, absolutely bullying out and being the tanky beast that he was, Friction finding the clutch ultimates. In the end, it was Tomato Farmer just being the absolute slippery monster to, keep Schism from really being able to do anything to him. So I'm going to agree there, and I'm going to give MVP of this series to our boy Tomato Farmer. However, it appears that everybody on the side of Purple Cobras is unable to be found except for the one, the only Single Gazer. So I guess he'll be here for the interview.
Hey guys, what's up?
So we're joined here by Single Gazer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Everybody else had to go at once, coincidentally.
I see.
So I'm pretty much all you have left.
You know what?
Apologies.
It's okay. You were a nice meatball.
Right. We will give the runner of MVP to our boy Single Gazer because it was absolutely unignorable. And I mean, honestly, if you look back on it, if you look back at the game one performance on the Poppy, so many of the fights, and I mean, so many of the times that you answered, so many of those nocturnals that came through the early game, you were the one to immediately respond and say, okay, Tomato Farmer, you're probably going to die. So I'm going to slide in here with this Poppy and try to find Carmody. And so many of the times that you saw Carmody die were off of the back of your Poppy, finding him on those E-trades and then leading in Friction. So
yeah, I really love Poppy. I mean, I've played it quite a bit. And although I kind of only consider myself sort of a mediocre Poppy player, like at best, I definitely think that it was the right pick into the situation in pretty much every circumstance.
I definitely agree. So take me through the game one at first. So you see, and I mean that happens. So it's not a thing I feel happens a lot to Purple Cobras, but it was definitely the game that Schism wanted to play. So Nocturne hits level 6. You are aware that Nocturne hits level 6, and just what's happening in the Purple Cobras comps as the game suddenly goes from 0-0 to just Nocturne finding kills and the deaths in the bot lane, and then things just sort of slowly sliding downwards. What was like the morale, the comps really looking like in the Purple Cobras?
It was pretty brutal. There was a lot of really awkward silences, and of course, I had the very unfortunate DC in the middle of the fight,
right
at the end there. That was it was really unfortunate. They did play their game pretty well. Props to them for playing that comp. However, I think the turning point really was the Kayn transformation. Mm-hmm. As you could see, their only real damage source in those fights was Carmony, and he hello?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought my internet cut out again for a second. But Carmony had pretty poor positioning that game, and it was fairly easy to capitalize on. And of course, they had Nocturne built a little health there at the end, so I can't really consider him like a tank. But they had 4 melee champions for Kayn to really just beat up and heal off on.
Right.
So it was a combination of that and Frisian really finding these amazing rupture picks. I think that honestly, MVP first game goes Frisian easily.
Oh yeah, definitely. The decision to go with the AP build as well to get to the point where even picking Tomato Farmer out of those fights, you still had so much damage coming out of both Frisian and of course the Kayn.
And Frisian was so tanky too. Like even though he was full AP, I think he ended that game somewhere around like almost 5k HP. So like even if they could get on him, like with their very low damage comp, they just couldn't answer him.
It really ended up working out in your favor. So moving over to game 2 and getting the Scion first pick away from Mav as you adapted the bans and saw it was. I see a lot of the. I feel like you have an idea of right after the initial ban what you want to play in this top lane. Was it just Scion's open, don't even...
Yeah, it was 100%, okay, Scion's open, I'm first picking Scion. In previous interviews I've talked about how much I think Scion is the most overpowered tank in the game, and the Maokai just couldn't stand up at all. Like, he didn't stand a chance, unfortunately.
So, what else? I feel like I have so much more to say about this game.
Well, I mean, you could talk about how we really fumbled the early game in game 2. We got off to a pretty good start, but it kind of went all downhill from there. That was a little embarrassing.
It looked a little rough going through.
What about those Baron throws?
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't really play super well around Baron, but we also really didn't play. We didn't respect the Zillion at all in the second game for a long time, and we kind of got our stuff handed to us a couple times before.
You committed a lot. There were definitely a lot of times early where you committed a lot to, and we talked a little bit about it, committing a lot to the more tanky members of Schism, committing some ultimates and everything before the Zillion really came into play. And then Zillion would ult the tanky target, and suddenly you spent so much on him that, fights ended up going out of your favor. And then you saw, the mounting lead on the Graves, the mounting lead on that, and then it got to the point where you sort of had to pull it back and say, okay, we can get to the point where we're tanky enough on this Amumu and Scion to give Tomato Farmer a lot of breathing room and really let him shine.
Yeah.
So definitely a good win to secure under your belts. This is a game that people are looking forward to.
Yeah, we're definitely really proud of this win. We came out tonight and we definitely considered the possibility that we were going to lose. SKZ is they played well. They definitely played the game that they wanted to play for the majority of both games. And we're just really happy that we got this win, and we're going to take it and move into it next week against the match with White Lotus.
I agree. I was going to talk about that. We are looking next week. We are looking to see the match against White Lotus and the nice pickup of confidence off the 2-0 from Schism here. So we're looking forward to seeing that. And I was going to say, have any thoughts going into that match off of the back of this one going forward?
I think it's going to be a really good game. White Lotus is obviously, they're still the best team in the league by a fair margin, I think. And we're just gonna do our best, and that's really all that we can ask for at the end of the day.
Gotcha. And that's about all I got. And I believe you have anything, Chetton?
I have some shout-outs at the end if that's all right.
That's always the last one. You have any shout-outs you want to give on behalf
all
of
right.
yourself and Tomato Farmer?
So this is gonna be wild. Shouts out to all my friends in chat. Thanks for coming out and watching the games. Shouts out to Nick for streaming, of course. Always appreciate you. Shouts out to the casters, especially Chetan. I don't know if I butchered your name. Thanks for coming in when we needed you. I appreciate that. And then I typically like to leave BM out of it. I feel like some of the teams in the league are pretty unprofessional with it, but I think that it's kind of deserved in this point. So shouts out to Evolve for saying that it didn't matter when they beat us in the first half of the split, that Tomato Farmer wasn't there and that they were going to stomp us this game again. Shouts out to Gadir for saying that we were unlucky that he was playing tonight. Shouts out to Mav for calling me a monkey at the beginning of the split. Really appreciated that one. And shouts out to all the pregame BM that went down. I really just appreciate that a lot. Thanks, guys.
Winners get the last laugh.
There you go. That's how it is. That's why you're here in the MVP box.
I do actually have one more thing to say.
Ooh,
So I do know that Mav has some family issues, and I can respect that. So if we end up winning this tournament, I would like to donate my portion of the winnings to the GoFundMe for his father. I know that it's pretty tough to have a parent who has cancer. I lost my mom to cancer in 2016, so I can really feel for what he's going through. And best wishes to you, man. I feel for you. And that's all I have to say. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, powerful. Thanks for joining us, Cinco Gazer. And I believe that's all I got for tonight. Powerful. And all right. On that note, thanks for joining us, guys. That is the only game we had today. For those who joined us, this is Purple Cobras versus Schism Esports, and that is going to be a 2-0 for the Cobras. And going forward, we do have another game. I believe we got a pair of games tomorrow. We've got Red Dusk Esports and Reign of Kings at 6:30 tomorrow. That's going to be a very nice match. Definitely look forward to that one. As we saw, this one is for looking for the second place spot. That one looking for the sixth slot in that playoffs. Really, these two teams floating around seventh place, looking to take that last spot. Look at that one at 6:30, and at 9 o'clock we're gonna have the Furious Gents take on Full Send Gaming. So make sure you catch those. And again, I'm Skyson.
I'm chatting.
And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.